Hey y'all, RW of Mountain Storm here, and in the following video I'm going to be showing the alteration and modification of factory loaded shotgun ammunition. And when you alter or modify factory loads, you do so at your own risk. Now the outcome of this video was much different than I expected, so stay tuned to the end and see how these custom loads perform. Hey all, RW down here in the Mountain Storm shop once again. This time I want to show you how to make super short deer slugs for your shotgun so you can increase the capacity, the number of slugs that you can carry in a given tubular magazine. Let's take a look. Alright, you ready for the snappy? Snap. Okay, here's my Remington 870. It can hold 6 of these standard shells. These are called 2 3/4, but they're actually 2 1/4 in length. That makes my magazine about 14 inches before the spring starts to compress all the way. Okay, so to get 8 in there, I would have to reduce each one of these from 2 1/4 to 1 3/4. Well, you can't do that with certain kinds of rounds because of the amount of space in there or how they're buffered or so on. But in this case, we can take a regular old target load, 25-cent target load, trim the end off of it, slip the power piston out, leave the powder charge undisturbed in the bottom, okay, and then we can shorten up the internals, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Take your scissors and just clip about 1/4 of an inch or 3/16 of an inch around there, just right off there roughly. It does not have to be perfect. Okay, dump that out. Okay, then you want to cut off the buffer part of the power piston. Okay. You might want to put your finger over the end of the power piston part as you're cutting it because it will take off on you sometimes. And you'll be chasing them around your house. Okay, now you want to take the cuppy part. You want to drop it straight down in the tube of the hull. Okay. Make sure it's flat. Make sure it's pressed against it. Then you're going to take your cut down cup, you're going to push that in. Then you're going to take your 7/8 Lee slug that you cast from the bird shot that you just took out of all your target loads, right? Push that down. Now you're going to take your combination square or something like it, set to 1 3/4 so you have a good constant measurement. Take a utility knife, make a mark so you can find that mark. Okay. Then make sure your blade is completely perpendicular and push straight down. Bam, you're through. Okay. Now I've got 1 3/4 slug, just like that fast. All you have to do to make this safe to cycle through your pump gun is take a bead of hot glue and overlap the hull, the cup, and the slug. Just go all the way around. And that'll also have the added benefit of making this pretty much waterproof. You put a little nail polish on the end here, you've got a really nice waterproof round. Okay? And now, once I finish up all this and do the hot gluing and stuff, we'll see if they cycle through the pump gun. Final part of it to secure everything with the hot glue, I'm just going to do a couple of them just to show you how I would do it. You can do it your own way. I'm just going to run around each shell. Hopefully this little glue gun is hot enough to do what I want. I'm just totally capping off the shell. I'm not sure if you need to do that, but I'm going to do that because I think that's, this little hot glue gun is not very hot. The lead is taking the heat right out of it. That's why I'm just capping it all the way off so I know that I've bridged everything and have a good chance of success, I hope. Alright, so you can see how those are kind of encapsulated. I don't think that's going to affect the flight characteristics enough to even notice. So I'm going to do the rest of these and then we'll see if they cycle. It's time to see if these feed into the magazine and cycle and all that good stuff. Okay, so we've got an empty mag. Let's just load some in there and see how they go in. So far so good. They seem to be loading just like regular shells. See if we can get all 8 to go in there. I'm really excited by this concept. It's going to make me want to buy a Lee Slug motor. Okay, so now I'm going to eject them into this box. Okay, so they don't have to go squirting all over the place. Okay, there's one in the pipe. There's two in the pipe. Oh, I missed. Okay, except for the one I dropped on the floor. I would like to find that. It rolled somewhere. Here it is. Okay. So now I've got 8 rounds that I can load and shoot. I got some jugs set up outside, so let's give it a look. Alright, let's do a live fire test of a super short slug. Okay, gun's empty. We'll just load it up. I wanted to load it on camera so that you know that these are what's coming out of the gun, what's going into the gun, all that stuff. So there won't be any questions about it. These are target loads, been cut down to 1 3/4. We've got a 7/8 Lee Slug in them. Oop, just dropped one. And for whatever reason, I'm having trouble loading them. There we go. All right. Let's do this. Alright, first of all, let me cycle one in. Alright, it's in. Let's blow up some jugs. Wow, that shoots great, guys. Okay, there's the hull. You can see no wax residue in it or anything. Okay, let's get another jug. Cool. Okay, comes out great. Jammed up for some reason. Okay, didn't go all the way forward. There we go. Trying to figure out what's jamming it up. Something's jamming it up. Yeah, it's definitely making it hard to cycle. Not sure why. I'm not sure why. I'll check that out in a little bit. Yeah, it's really jamming up. Okay, so all I can figure is that it's bulging the brass. Let's see. Yeah, it's blowing out the metal on here, big time. So maybe these aren't going to work after all. It's actually expanding the metal. So, gun's empty. Seems to work fine. It's just trouble ejecting them. So I guess removing the buffer is what causes the extra shock to that low brass. Probably not a great idea. Interesting test though. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys up close why that's not working. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but if you know what a shot shell looks like, you should know that this lip is really thin, and it isn't now. It's kind of like a triangle shape from the pressure just blowing out the metal. And when you look inside, I'm going to show you why I was having such a hard time ejecting. It doesn't even want to go in. The metal part has been blown out so much that it doesn't even want to cycle in there. So, trying to get it to fall out. So this is the issue right here. This is blowing out. I was digging around looking for a slug, couldn't find it. So anyway, so they shoot, they cycle, but extraction is a problem, and that could be a game killer right there. Just wanted to make sure everybody saw that. All right.